Qlik Sense, basically we don't have the Qlik Sense enterprise version, so we have Qlik Sense free edition. So if you have enterprise versions, you can create your own repository uh, in the local machine. However, though we have Qlik Sense cloud version, this is basically a cloud version. I mean desktop, but the repository is uh, you know connecting to cloud. So if you see, just I'm created an account here in Qlik, and I'm created a project. Although the Qlik Sense dashboard and the QVA file will be created in my local machine, and in another machine, if I'll install Qlik Sense and I'll connecting to this portal and then log in, I'll find all my repository in that system also. I hope you'll not get. So just trying to show you. I've logged into the Qlik Sense single sign-on portal. This is basically the Qlik ID. Okay, the Qlik single sign-on port ID you have to create when you are downloading Qlik View also. The same credential you need to generate, then that is one time, and that particular uh, ID will be used across the Qlik portfolio, any portal. So while connecting to Qlik, I have created say few dashboards like sales dashboard, consumer dashboard, and series support dashboard. The support provided in Qlik Sense. So that dashboards I've created. So this few dashboards I've created in this particular installation package. Now you will open your Qlik Sense in your desktop, and if you try to log in into my account there, you will find all these things in your local machine. How? Because these informations are not storing in our local machine. Okay, this is basically storing in the Qlik. This is called Qlik Desktop Hub. Hub means it's a central repository where the informations are stored. So for all Qlik Desktop, the hub is centralized in Qlik database. Okay. However, this particular dashboard locations are also uh, created in my local machine. There's another instance of the same here in my local machine. So I would like to see where exactly that is located. So when you are doing a normal Qlik view or dashboard, where how you're doing, we need to choose a location in our machine, and then we can uh, create the files and the folder structures. But here we don't have to create the locations; it will automatically just create here. There is no option to choose the file path. Normally, it will create where you have to go to document, then Qlik Sense Apps, and these are all the dashboards which was created in our Qlik portfolio. Okay, this is where it is created, and normal by default it is stored here. The file name is QVA file. Okay, so the very first we will create a dashboard, and we'll see where exactly it is locating. So we will create a dashboard. Say I have created a dashboard probably in other this one, and I've created a dashboard here, and we'll create a dashboard for you in the training. So we will create all the desktop parts, all the objects, all the creative, so the desktop part, and then when we will uh, create a mashup, we will consume the visualizations from multiple dashboard. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
This is one of the visualizations here. This is one of the visualizations. These are all the individual dashboard. These are all the scatter plot that we have here in our Qlik. The difference is here you can basically uh, there's one
Combine all of
for
them.
selection. There's one advanced tool here in Qlik. What we're doing, we were just simply making a slice of it, but here you have a lasso tool. You can take particular section, say particular this section. Okay. Now then click OK. So this thing will be expanded, and this is pretty much attractive because of its animations.
Mm-hmm.
This multi-dimensional analysis is called as a stack bar chart. This is called as a side-by-side bar chart or tiled version. So both the chart requires 2 dimensions. It's a two-dimensional analysis, multi-dimensional analysis by using a drill down, and this is a cyclic group. This is a cyclic group chart. You can see 2011, 12, and these are the year level revenue I'm showing here. Year wise revenue.
Mm-hmm.
I can select this. This kind of features were there in Qlik also, right? But here to create all these things, the properties are quite different. We have to pursue that. In Qlik we had a same property window where we have to navigate next, and then we can create. But here a little bit different. You have to pursue that. Then if you see the quarter wise, the same chart is performing quarter wise revenue, showing quarter wise revenue, then month wise revenue,
Yeah.
weekday wise revenue, day wise revenue. So everything is coming here. Now this was the cyclic group, and this is the drill down. Drill down is basically you can go inside the chart. Okay, not like this. You have to select a particular
Mm-hmm.
cyclic here. So have you tried creating this earlier? I mean,
I mean, I've just looked at the basic,
okay.
layout
Okay,
of it.
this is fun. This is very much interesting. A lot of new properties are introduced. We will see all these things. For visualization itself, there are a lot of
Mm-hmm.
things, and then when you finish the visualizations, we go for mashup. And mashup also it is completely different from Qlik. And here all those stuffs you can just make a coherence with Qlik that this was happening in Qlik and this is happening in Qlik Sense. It will have a more comparative
Mm-hmm.
features you'll get, but the creativity is different. But mashup is something newly introduced just to make web programming and basically more concurrent programming environment. Say you and me working together in a single project remotely. Okay, that could be possible in mashup
Mm-hmm.
in a single portfolio.
Right, right.
Right? It is not like
Mm-hmm. We have
so
to combine our
yeah,
charts.
combine chart.
I mean, create one QBW. Right, right.
Yes. So I can just simply choose this and go inside this particularly. Okay, inside the Jan I enter to the this thing. So you can see where we are. This is month. Okay, this is month. I can just select the month and then go inside. I came to the customer, then order. So the last list I came here.
Mm-hmm.
And then this chart was not there. This is called as a the gauge chart was there, but this is a kind of different type of gauge.
Mm-hmm.
These are all I mean you know um, pie charts, and here for pie one new feature is introduced called um, do not chat, which is not there in Qlik. In the same pie property you can create it. So it is more or less they are comparing to Tableau. And as it is being this topic is being debated in lots since a long time, then which one is better, Qlik or Tableau? So I would
Mm-hmm.
support Qlik because Qlik has a highly customizable features as compared to Tableau. Of course, Tableau is beautiful. Tableau is faster to. Tableau is easy to understand, and to create a dashboard in Tableau it takes less time, just because it is most of the things are GUI based. But for Qlik you need to have a little bit of programming knowledge, and it is more technical, but it is more robust
Mm-hmm.
to handle huge set of data. Qlik is more capable to customize an object, to give a lot of features in this object. um, Qlik is good. So, but Qlik were not able to beat Tableau as comparison to its beauty of visualizations. Okay, whereas he introduced a separate portfolio called Qlik Sense. So Qlik Sense takes the advantage of Qlik. In addition to that, he added some new features in terms of the graphics, right? So
Mm-hmm.
here we have the better performance as well as a better visualizations, graphical visualizations, and quickly creation of the charts with less property. Of course, Qlik Sense has a less property as compared to QlikView. When you create a chart, you can easily create a chart, and quickly create a chart any object as compared to QlikView. So that's what they are pursuing. They are comparing the features of the Tableau and create this beta version. Okay, we will
So
create.
Qlik Sense is better than Tableau, right? Than
Yeah,
that
Qlik Sense,
case.
when you say ClickHue is better than Tableau in terms of performance and customization features, and it is more robust industry
Mm-hmm.
standard. But ClickHue are not able to beat Qlik Sense. Tableau based on its visualizations. Okay, because Tableau visualizations are too good.
Right.
All right, they were very
Mm-hmm.
beautiful. Lot of animations, stories, dashboards, all those concepts were there. In that case, ClickHue was only failing or lagging behind as compared to the visualizations. So in order to sustain the market, they have introduced this Qlik Sense, which has this better visualizations, and it can be compared to Tableau, as well as it is more robust. So now it is highly demanded in the market because it has both.
Mm. Yeah.
You can create QVDs, you can create a heavy data model, you can while you're doing data modeling, there are a lot of features in ClickView, right? Lot of queries you can give, lot of things you can do, but in Tableau you have those all these GUI base. In GUI base data modeling, you cannot perform everything. Okay, you cannot do give all the
Mm-hmm.
conditions. If you have to give, then you go to database, create a view, and create a custom SQL in the Tableau side, and
Yes.
just create a data model. Do you know Tableau?
I don't know Tableau,
Okay,
uh,
okay, so
but
those.
I'm good with views though.
Hmm,
I know what you mean. Yeah.
okay, okay. So most of the things is not possible in GUI based. Some sort of coding knowledge is also required
Mm-hmm.
to make a high customizations.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we will start a new project.
Mm-hmm.
You see, it did not ask us for creating this path. Okay, the file path is automatically created in the local machine. So this is my document path. Qlik Sense Apps BAMC POC dashboard, and this is the file is where exactly it is located, and here it is located. So it is mostly the visualization part. We don't have to create the architecture. Okay, and our architecture is there in our Qlik. So it's better to perform all those operations like creating QVD, creating data model, and everything in Qlik. And when you have to visualize the things, you have to come here to load that data
Mhm.
uh, and the data model. So today we will see how to connect to flat file, how to connect to SQL Server, and to create a basic data modeling. And then next session we will see like how to consume the legacy data. Legacy data means we had a Qlik data models, so we will parallelly use that,
Mhm.
and we will blend the data with the new data as well as the old data. So in Qlik view, I have say 5 QVDs, and by consuming those 5 QVDs, I have created data model, and which is a kind of snowflake schema. Okay, the same thing I would not do here again. Rather than doing this, I can consume that Qlik file in
Okay.
Qlik Sense by using the mechanism of binary load. Here the binary load is a little bit tough,
Mm.
and you can, it is not like simply open the Qlik file and it is created. You have to create a connection here. Okay, you have to create a binary load connection.
Oh.
Some syntax has to be followed. Some library file has to be called. The binary is created.
Mm. Okay.
Okay. Okay. The very first thing is I will just this is the first document viewer, and add data. You can I don't have to add data here. Simply go to, there are multiple editors, or maybe multiple you know this is what we call as a data manager, this is called as a data load editor, this is hub. We are not going to go at least to up to 4 5 sessions. We will not go to hub, then we'll go to hub and then do all those mashups. So the very
Okay.
first thing I have to create is, so this is created, this is my Qlik Sense desktop hub.
Mhm.
And then the first thing is, before I do anything here, yeah, I can
Mhm.
right away click here. Otherwise, I can go and click data load editor here. Okay. So the first thing we have to create is data loading to this model, to this uh, Qlik Sense desktop. So open in new tab. I want this to be open, and as well as this has to be open. Data load editor. In Qlik, we had when you open this Qlik and go to edit script, control E and go to edit script, the same script will be open simultaneously. You cannot see the visualizations. When you just click close
Mhm.
and then go back to the visualization, then you can be able to see this, because that was a modal window. But here you can parallelly see these two. This is our visualization window, and this is what we have our data load
Data.
window.
Data. Huh.
So as we know, these are the default variables, right? You know about all these things.
Yeah, I know.
What, these are all the variables, right? And why these variables are
Variable.
required? To define a global, uh, format. Say for example, I have opened up a data from the two different databases, and in one database the data date format is something like something like this, and in the other database I'm getting the data from like this. Okay, these are two different date format of date. Now I want to have the date format like 01. So this is most of the, this is the standard date format. So what I can do, I can use the format method, and the format format date format method in all the date declarations, and I can pass this variable,
Right.
basically this one, date format,
Mhm.
this variable
Right.
mmddyy. So whatever the changes I wanted here, I can simply do it here.
Mhm.
Okay,
Convert all of them into
dmy.
one using that variable.
So it will convert to, I'll just change it like this, and it will be affected in all our coding. Okay, all the dashboards, this thing will be affected.
Mhm.
This is a global variable. Okay,
Okay.
the very first thing is we will create a project and dashboard. I'll consume a data. So I'll start with the flat file. So how to load the data? It is not like we can simply uh, locate to a folder and load it. You have to first create a connection
Mhm.
to load the data from the flat file Excel. You have to load the data. You have to create a new connection. What type of connection it is? You have to create a folder connection. In ClickQ,
So
we
it
will
pulls
simply,
in all the folder.
sorry, come again.
Does it pull in all the complete folder then?
No. We have to go
In
to
ClickQ, we
we have to go to a
create a
particular
file.
path. Okay, we have to go to a particular folder
Mhm.
path, and that particular path will be saved in a connection object. Okay, I'm creating a new connection.
Okay.
So when I create a new connection, it will create a connection object, and that object name I will create. Say my Excel path. In ClickView, how
Okay.
we are doing? We were just creating a variable, right? Set or late variable we are creating,
Right.
and we are locating to a Excel path, and then we will simply loading it. Otherwise,
Mhm.
we have to give a physical path also. Load flat file, and then go to a particular folder, and then browse the Excel file. It is as simple as that. But here it is a little bit difficult. We have to go for understand a little bit technical things. So first of all, we have to create a connection object. So how that object will be created? We have to locate to a particular folder path, and then that path we will save in an object. So further, whenever we will try to locate any Excel database, it will by default locate to that folder path.
Folder path. Nice.
Makes sense. Whenever next time
Yeah,
I
makes
will
sense.
try to locate to any Excel file further, and I will connect to that particular connection object, it will automatically take that path and try to locate that folder. So I don't have to give basically the physical path of that Excel folder. So I will see
Okay.
where exactly my path is. So I cannot simply go there. I have to simply click here. It is little bit, how do I move from C drive to D drive? I can simply write D.
Oh.
Okay,
Right.
it's a little bit difficult.
Mm-hmm.
So probably I don't have the D drive
It's like
interface
command
here.
prompt.
Yes, I have this drive, H drive. Okay, and my path, my data are here. Sample Excel files. So we will consume all these files. Okay, I have to come
Mm-hmm.
here, H drive. Now I can see all these directories. Go inside this. On single click, I'm entering. I'm not clicking double. Business intelligence. Inside that, the sample database. Okay, so I'm here. I cannot simply choose any file. I can just go inside the folder. Okay, you see there are a lot of Excels, but I'm not able to choose any file. So it is not basically a Excel which you can load. You can load any flat file. Okay, you have this MDB. This is the MS Access file. This is Excel, XLS, XML, or text file. Anything you would have, you can load it, but you have to come to this particular
Mhm.
folder path. So now I cannot choose it here the way we were clicking in Qlik. We were simply loading, and in the file upload path you will just go to this particular QVW file and load it. It is not like that. You just came here. This particular path is our connection string. You can say this is our connection string to the database.
Mhm.
Now this particular path I have to give a name.
Okay.
I would not give it Excel because there are other files also. We may use other files. Flat file location.
Mhm.
Okay, so this is my object name, flat file path. Now we have to remember this, and particular this object will be created a connection as a connection. See, so this is one connection which is created here. Now the very next time I don't have to. I am least bothered about what my path is. I will simply next time to connect to Excel file. I'll simply click here, select data. Okay, if you want to change the location also,
Okay.
you can change it again. Go to any other location and
Oh.
choose the other path.
Mhm.
If you are relocated or in production server, yeah, if you want to change the folder path, you can just go to the file path, edit, and choose the directory where your excels are located.
Okay.
Right away, it's the same way we can also create the QVD path. Okay, QVD path, all the QVDs you can locate it there and then load it, and it will come here. So select data. When I select data, you have these various parameters. I have one sales database also. Okay, and I'll have some more database also, and to create this thing. So for now we can choose this order database, about this product database.
Mhm.
Database more simple. Rather I'll choose this one, order database Excel. Okay, so all table filters files you can choose. So the type of the file we have it here is, these are the files we can choose: qvd, qvx. We cannot choose a qvw here. Can you see this can you list as qvw?
Mhm.
No.
Yeah.
When you load a
Yeah.
qvw file, what type of load it is called? It is called as a binary load,
Binary load.
right? This way we cannot use a binary
Mhm.
load. Binary load is something different.
Mhm.
Okay, did you try this process earlier? I mean, creating this folder path. Yes.
In in Qlik Sense,
Yeah.
I didn't.
Okay. So it will be more interesting when you know some new things. Like, mm, see this in ClickView, it was very easy just to load either a Excel file or a ClickView file. There were two options. Na? I mean, they load the uh,
Mhm.
flat file or ClickView file. But here there is no such option. Okay. There's no such simple
Right.
option to create a binary load here also. So I will just uh, you know when you connect to this and database, then we'll go to the in the second session we will go to the binary load. So here you can choose the particular file which you want. You can also get the data from the PHP, HTML, because we are going to and from other flat files, QVD, XML as well. The type of file you can select, and this is for CSV files, text file. These are all the type of files you can choose. So now
Mhm.
choose this one.
So we'll be doing binary load tomorrow, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, okay. So I mean, what is a KML?
KML is the it's a Google Earth file. Google Earth.
Uh,
This is basically a
okay.
GIS file. Okay, GIS.
Oh yeah, GIS. I know GIS. ArcGIS.
So in ArcGIS, the one file will be created called KML. I don't know the exact format of
Mm-hmm.
this, but when you save a map file, okay, go to Google Earth.
Okay.
I hope
Mm-hmm.
everybody played with the Google Earth to see our home location. So when you try to
Right, right.
save that particular location offline, so that file location would be KML file. Okay, and that
Mm-hmm.
particular file can be you know opened up from the KML file. Your locations, the GIS coordinates can also be browsed. Okay,
Oh.
so here we have all these. So three tables I have to browse. One is a customer. This is a customer table. Then second is order. Third is order detail.
Okay.
This is as simple as click you. If you don't have the field name, then you can choose no fields. If you have the fields, then you can use embed field names. So
So
this
same as Qlik.
huh, quite similar here. So you
Mm-hmm.
can see the number of columns. Number of columns. These are all the 39. 39 are the number of columns available here.
Mm-hmm.
Now insert scripts. So normally it is created insert script. I can give this one. This name is CST as a customer table.
I think your screen is stuck.
Oh, is it?
Um, oh yeah, now it's working.
You're using GoToMeeting
Right.
Wave. In Wave, you know, this kind of problem usually happen.
Mm-hmm.
In GoToMeeting desktop, it
Right.
usually takes offline and usually buffer, so you'll definitely get a better performance.
Mm-hmm. I'll install the desktop version.
Give me a moment, please. So what I'm doing is I'm just we have loaded these table fields. I don't want to keep all the fields which is not going to be consumed by me in the project. So you see, it is more attractive. In Qlik when you are having some issues, unless until you load it, okay, unless until you load the data load editor, it was not prompting that there's an error. But here, right away, I'm just doing some mistakes. It just highlighted that nearby there's an error nearby.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So I just remove it. What is the error you are pretending here?
The comma.
Yes. We have not ended this statement. It has a comma.
Right, right.
So I'm just giving alias name to tables. Okay. Order detail.
Mm-hmm.
This is order detail table. I just given the small name alias called ORDD. Here we will use ORD order table, and this is customer table. So what type of error might be expected? We will see here. Just here this bug sign is called show debug panel. Okay. So when you debug the panel, remember that you save it. Debug the debug panel.
Mm.
There is no bug in this statement. If you have bugs, it
Oh,
will
so
show you
it
some.
shows you before you load.
Yes.
Nice. Uh-huh.
And then load data. So when you load data, because there is no bug here, right? Even yeah,
Right.
here synthetic key will be created, but synthetic key is not a bug. Okay, it is the loophole in the data
Mm-hmm.
model. So we have to remove that loopholes. So you can see here, there's one synthetic key. What synthetic key is that?
Right.
Itself, it is showing here. Okay, it is one step ahead. In Qlik, when you are loading a data load editor, it is showing one synthetic key. But in order to see the synthetic key, you have to go to the data model editor, data model viewer, and there we were addressing the synthetic key. But right away here you can see the synthetic key one is customer code plus delivery name number plus delivery date plus status. This are common in multiple tables. Okay.
Okay.
So let's how to find the synthetic key and what tables they are. Simply go to data model editor. Okay, in Qlik, all this editor like data model editor, data load editor, the edit script, and the dashboard GUI. All three were opening, on a model window. Like one can be loaded at the same time. All these three windows cannot be loaded at multiple time. Okay, in the same time. So what we
Right.
have here, there's an option called open a new tab.
Mm-hmm.
The benefit
You
is you
can
can
view all three at
navigate, you
once.
can toggle, you can open this all three, same instance. Like you have data load editor, I have this visualizations. Okay, I can create any visualizations. So far
Mm-hmm.
we have not created any visualizations. We are here in the data model till tomorrow, and session end also we will not create any visualizations. We will finish up all those new concepts of Qlik Sense in
Mm-hmm.
this part, and then we'll move on for the visualizations. So three things we can see at the same time. So here there's an option called show source table view. This is pretty much interesting. Like what are the common factors are found to be common here? It is showing in a
Mm-hmm.
relationship, just like ETL tool.
Okay.
These kind of features were not there in Qlik. So as you're a Qlik, technical person, so I'm just trying to correlate the facts which is here in Qlik Sense with
Exactly.
Qlik every time. So this concept were there in
Mm-hmm.
Qlik, like customer table. If you want to expand it, I don't have to simply drag it. I can simply click here this option called expand all. Okay, so you can see
Oh.
table fields are expanded
Right. Mm-hmm.
and collapse and
Nice.
collapse. completely header will be shown. If you want to collapse and intermediate collapse, then it should look like this. Fully expanded would look like this. So these many fields like customer code, delivery number, delivery order, status, deficiency, these are all the common columns in all the tables. If you want to see how they are related and what are the commonalities, you'll just do, I mean, these tables are isolated. In this view, the tables are isolated. Only the relationship is happening. If you want to see the table relationship here, just choose this one. Let's see all those columns, those are related, will be highlighted here.
Mm. Mhm. This is nice.
It's a nice feature which was not there in Qlik.
Mm. Right. Mm.
Although we have other columns, but those individual columns are related. They are in order table. There is a net arrow here in order detail. There's a net arrow. This is common. This is common. This is
Mm.
common. So these are all the common attributes. This is very interesting. And what exactly this one? Here it is the customer table information. So this cost code is common in all these three tables. Okay. So what I have to do is I have to make a cost code common with customer table and order table, and then from order table to order detail, I want only this order number to be common. Okay. So this analysis I have to do. Now, what is the best practice we followed in Qlik? The same is followed here also. First of all, I have to avoid
Qualify.
the relationship qualify.
Mm.
Qualify star. When you qualify it and simply load, close it, and you see here, it doesn't require a refresh. Okay. You reload it there, you can see right away these three tables are isolated, disconnected. So very first what we have to do is uh, in our detail table also there is
Qualify the
a,
primary key.
yes,
Mm.
I have to use the onQualify syntax, which is here.
Mm.
Wherever you have a issue to the next, all the statements will be highlighted as red like this.
Mm.
Now just load data. Again one synthetic key. We will see. There's a cost code here. I need to remove this one,
Mm.
and I can see there's no synthetic key. That is fine. So all these three tables are interrelated. There's no loopholes. Okay. So other methods are quite as simple as that in Qlik, like here in delivery order date. I can create multiple parameters like month.
Year, month.
So as you're doing this month as order month.
Mhm.
It's always better to create this in the data model side. This is our backend. We can say data model. So all those transformations scripting we're doing, all those transformations are doing to find out the time dimensions. You better to do here. Although we can do it, although we can create it in the front end. In the front end, in a control also we can write in the expression like to find out the same like year, month, quarter, all those stuffs. But
Mhm.
if you do it here, the performance of the data model will be performance of the
Faster.
dashboard will be faster.
Mhm. Yeah.
Though it is advanced, the chances of error is less because in ClickQ we normally miss some comma or something, and it is difficult to find out on the runtime. But here, right away of doing the coding, it is just prompting. If I left anything, it is just getting highlighted.
Right. Right.
As you know, in Qlik Sense also there is no quarter function. Okay, in ClickQ, how we were getting the
Yeah.
quarter? Need to remember?
Month and seal.
Yes, there is
Right.
no
Right.
explicit quarter
Month and
function,
seal. Yeah.
so I have to use Q
And
quarter.
Mhm.
So this is all we needed, is because to create some drill down analysis, okay, or some cyclic groups, so
Mhm.
multi-dimensional analysis. We will just use these kind of time dimensions.
Okay.
Weekday.
The prompts are very good.
Yes, prompts are very good as compared
Prompts
to
that have been.
ClickU.
Yeah.
As compared to ClickU, it is supporting more
Right.
prompts, so that's why it is
Mhm.
advanced. In ClickU, this number of prompts were not there. It's very less.
Right. Right. Very less.
Okay, now we'll see in this order detail table. It is created and there's day, month, week, all those time dimensions are also created. Now, what is the difference between join? We just doing the here. Uh, this is called a Qlik association, right? So, what is the join mechanism
Right.
followed in Qlik association? There are four types of join: inner join, outer join, left join,
Out,
right join. Do you know what type of join mechanism is automatically followed here?
outer, out,
It is yeah,
outer, right?
it is full outer join. Yes, that means the records from both the tables will be filtered, irrespective of matching and non-matching records. But if you
Right.
explicitly want to make an inner join, if you explicitly want to make left join, right join, in that case we have to apply join here in Qlik Sense also. Okay, if you don't want I have customers, I have around 40-50 customers in my table. Okay, but only few customers, around 8 to 10 customers have the orders in the order table. Okay, I repeat, I
Mm-hmm.
have many customers in the customer table, but out of which only few customers are having this order. So in that case, if I don't want to show the customers, if I don't want to show the entire customer list in the database, I want only the customers those are created the orders to be displayed, because in dashboard I do not take other customers, other dummy customers. In that case, does the association would work?
Left join.
No. I have to use
Right.
not inner
Left
join.
join.
I have to use right join. Okay. From customer to order is created. Okay.
Okay.
I will use right join. So if you see customer in the left side, order in the right side, right? So if you make inner join, well, in order table also there are few orders. There are many orders who do not have the customer. That means these are genuine orders. These are untagged orders. That means the orders are created for my inventory, but so far no customer is tagged to that order. So in that case, those orders will also be removed. So inner join would
Mm-hmm.
not work here. I want right join, which will emphasize my order table. All the data of the order table will be shown, but only the matching records of the customer table will be shown. Does it make sense? So,
Yeah. Makes sense.
so
Hello.
in that
Yeah. That
case,
makes sense.
yes, in that case, I have to use a right join here. So, how do you do this joining? Did you try again earlier in ClickView?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We, I do join.
I have to use
In front of the table. Left join. Right. Right join.
right join.
Table.
Table name should be which table? Customer table. Because order table, if you write order
Mm.
table will show error, because so far order table is not loaded. After this statement only this order table is loaded. So here
Right.
compiler will not find the existence of the order table in the data model. When you come
Mm-hmm.
here, he will find order table, because one by one it is loading to the memory.
Okay.
So customer table which is loaded, I'll just use the right join. Now I'll save it and load it. In that case, the only customers are, yeah,
Who have orders?
who have orders will be displayed. Not all customers will be displayed. If you want to see the data here in this data model, how do you do? How do you see this button?
Oh. Okay.
In
You
QVDs
it's a right
in
click.
data model. In data model, how you're doing? You just click your right click and view data, right? It was coming a pop up. But here
Right. Right.
there is a
Uh-huh.
accordion window. You can simply click this table and we get the preview of it. To see the preview, this is the option, hide preview. Okay, how many
Okay.
rows? 1000
Uh-huh.
rows, 44 fields. These are all the key fields, and these are the data.
Data.
This is more interesting. Now you see here, these two tables are merged together because when I just create a right join with this customer table,
Hmm. Yeah, when you created a join.
I join this customer table with the order table. So this order table is itself, merged with the customer table. You can see here
Hmm.
cst.shop, whereas order ovd dot deliver order number. So these two tables are merged together,
Right.
and you get the data in a single table. If you want, the joining would be
Hmm.
applied, joining mechanism will be applied, but the two tables will be separated. In that case, do you have any approach?
It's keep, right? Yeah.
Yes, yes. So
Hmm.
instead of right join, you have to use right keep.
Keep.
So, so I'm just trying to correlate with ClickHue, and there are absolutely no changes of the ClickHue. Only in the visualizations, but the concepts are equally followed.
Different.
Right? You see, order is
Hmm.
there, customer is there, order detail is there. But if you see the data of this order table, you will find definitely full. And if you see the data of this customer table, you will find definitely less because only join or intersected records are there.
Okay.
Okay, this is pretty much about the data modeling of ClickView by a flat file, and tomorrow we will connect to the RDBMS and try to create one more data model, and we will create the binary load
Hmm.
to create the advanced analysis, and tomorrow we will consume the data model. We will conclude the data model session, and then we'll go for the visualizations with some advanced
Okay.
analysis. Okay, so
Okay.